And here with their top takeaways from the dueling town halls, author of The Liberal Invasion of Red State America, Kristin Tate, and Democratic strategist Robert Patillo. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate it.
Good morning.
Good morning. Robert, I'm going to start with you because I want to bounce off of something that Ashley was just kind of wrapping up her piece with, and that was this conversation about Courtpacking last night. And Joe Biden has been asked about this. He denies answering this at all, giving the voters an answer. And he says, look, you're going to hear my answer before Election Day. Here's the problem in my mind, Robert. Tell me what you think. Millions of people have already voted. People are voting right now. And don't they deserve to know that?
Well, the real issue is the Republicans have been packing the courts over the last several years. Remember, Mitch McConnell has held up hundreds of federal judges that Barack Obama attempted to fill. We have the issue of Merrick Garland, who was held up by the Republican Senate, including Mitch McConnell. And even Lindsey Graham said that you can hold my words against me when it comes in 2020 if we were trying to fill a seat. So Republicans have already been packing the courts against the will of the American people. So any discussion on this has to start with that, and whether or not we will be diverted for our constitutional norms and working towards a solution to the current crisis we have in our judiciary.
Yeah, filling a vacancy, though, is different than...
Right, Robert, yeah. I have to correct you there. I get fired about one thing, sports and this. Filling a vacancy is not Courtpacking, Robert. I'm sorry, it's just not.
Well, when Mitch McConnell refuses to allow hundreds of judges to even come up for a vote during Barack Obama in order to have the post-seating Republican
That's playing
president
politics.
Fill those judges, that is court packing.
That's not court
packing. You can change the nomenclature around it, but when you steal those judges from that democratically elected president and that democratically elected constitutional party, then you are court packing, plain and simple. So if you want to change the words around it, you still end up with the same result, which is President Trump having more picks than he would have under any other administration.
Oh, look, I feel like this is the Trump-Guthrie debate where Robert and I are debating each other, but Jillian, I digress.
No, I mean, I was just going to say, people are frustrated out there because they're voting and they want to hear an answer on that. That's kind of the bottom line. Kristin, let's bring you in here for this and let's talk about the economy. Let's talk about, your takeaways from what you heard last night about tax cuts. What'd you think?
Well, we are in the middle of a pandemic and a resulting economic slump, and Joe Biden is open about the fact that he wants to raise taxes on working Americans by $4 trillion. Meanwhile, we have these Democratic governors and mayors imposing these unending economic lockdowns that kill jobs and small business owners. These Democrats just don't get it. They think the answer to every problem is higher taxes and bigger government, but the American people know how to spend their hard-earned money better than the federal government does. People want to, live out their American dream. They want to go to their jobs, have pride, and provide for their families. And the biggest threat to all of that is bigger government. And that's what Joe Biden is very clear about wanting to put in place if he becomes president.
Robert, let's get you on taxes. Do you think Biden made the case last night as to, even though the fact he's going to raise taxes on, quite frankly, the numbers say almost everybody, if not everybody. Do you think he made the case that that was valid enough reason to vote for him and not vote for Trump?
Absolutely. And I think that's one of the most powerful points of the entire conversation, which is Joe Biden wants to raise taxes on people like Donald Trump, who paid $750, not $750,000, $750 in federal taxes. Jeff Bezos paid $0 in taxes. Elon Musk, who is sending rockets to outer space, paid $0 in taxes. So this conceptualization of the American people believe that the millionaire and billionaire class of Americans who pay $0 in taxes is antithetical to the entirety of our system of government. We believe that the billionaires and the millionaires should be paying their fair share, so we can have things such as universal health care, so we can have things such as child care, so we can have things such as roads and bridges and infrastructure. And this idea that somehow requiring millionaires and billionaires to pay their fair share is against the American ethos is not what the American people voted for in either of the past year's elections.
Sorry, got to jump in here because we're running out of time, and I know Kristin wants to respond to this. So, Kristin, go ahead.
Every single analysis has shown that Joe Biden's plan would raise taxes on all Americans, working class Americans, middle class Americans. You cannot pay for these trillion-dollar boondoggles like a Green New Deal, universal health care, free college without raising taxes drastically on everybody. During a pandemic, when people are struggling to make ends meet as it is, when we have a high unemployment rate, if you want to spur economic growth, the way to do it is not by taking more money out of people's pockets. And Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are being very open about what that's what they're going to do. And the tax hikes will probably be more than the $4 trillion that they're openly saying they are going to impose. So it's very disingenuous for Robert or any of these other Democrats to say that, oh, it's just going to be the millionaire and billionaire class that are, taking the burden of these trillion-dollar programs. Right. That is absolutely not true.
Well, for 4:10 a.m. on the East Coast, all four of us are fired up this morning. Kristin and Robert, thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.